A young American soldier stands under endless white sky. He writes home, "Mom, I'm living inside the ice now. You wouldn't believe what they're building under our feet." He never tells her the truth, because the truth is classified and buried 100 feet below Greenland's frozen surface. Setting the world, Greenland, late 1950s. The wind never rests. It cuts through wool. It rattles steel. Snow moves sideways. There is no city here, no trees, no roads, only ice. Miles of it. Thick, ancient, silent. Until one day, machines arrive. U.S. Army engineers unload steel beams, tractors, fuel drums. The air smells like diesel and metal. Generators roar against the cold. They are not here for research. They are here to build a city under the ice. The historical force. The year is 1959. The Cold War is tightening its grip. The United States fears the Soviet Union. Nuclear weapons define power. Intercontinental ballistic missiles can cross oceans in minutes. Washington asks a question. What if we could hide nuclear missiles closer to the Soviet Union, without anyone knowing? Greenland sits between North America and Russia, technically controlled by Denmark, strategically priceless. The official story is simple. A research station called Camp Century, a polar science experiment. The real project is something else entirely. Project Iceworm, a secret plan to carve 2,500 miles of tunnels beneath Greenland's ice sheet, install up to 600 nuclear missiles, keep them mobile, undetectable, a hidden launch network aimed straight at the Soviet Union. But who really benefits when power hides the truth? Early hope. The soldiers are young. Most are in their early 20s, from Iowa farms, from Detroit factories, from Texas towns. They are told they are pioneers. Inside the ice, they carve tunnels with massive snow cutters. They install a portable nuclear reactor. Yes, a nuclear reactor under the ice, PM-2A, the first of its kind. Warm air fills the tunnels. Fluorescent lights hum overhead. There is a chapel, a library, even a barber shop. Life underground feels almost normal. One soldier films himself laughing in the mess hall. Another mails photos home. America is winning the future. At least that is what they believe. Private Daniel writes to his wife. He says it is safe. He says the reactor makes the ice feel like spring. He does not mention the cracks forming in the ceiling. Because the ice is not stable. It moves, slowly, constantly. Steel beams begin to bend. Doors jam shut. The city shifts inch by inch. The Army engineers knew ice flows, but they underestimated how fast. Daniel's wife reads his cheerful letters in Ohio. She shows neighbors the pictures. She does not know the walls around him are slowly closing. Who really benefits when power hides the truth? By 1962, the tunnels begin collapsing faster than expected. Snow pressure increases. The ceiling drops inches in weeks. Maintenance becomes endless. The nuclear reactor requires constant oversight. The Cold War intensifies. The Cuban Missile Crisis brings the world to the edge of nuclear war. Inside Camp Century, soldiers understand something chilling. If war begins, they are first strike territory. They are not just engineers, they are bait. A civilian engineer, Robert, realizes the full truth. Project Iceworm is not just defensive, it is offensive. 600 missiles hidden under another nation's territory. Denmark had allowed research operations, but Danish officials were never fully told about the missile plan. Robert asks a quiet question in a briefing. Does Copenhagen know about this? The room goes silent. He learns something uncomfortable. Governments do not always tell allies everything. He signs another confidentiality form. His family back home never hears about Iceworm. Moral friction sets in. National security versus honesty. By 1964, structural failures worsen. The reactor leaks small amounts of radiation into coolant systems. Waste disposal becomes a problem. Thousands of gallons of diesel fuel are stored under the ice. Chemical waste, low-level radioactive material. The assumption is simple: the ice will preserve it forever. The Arctic is eternal. The Army begins to doubt the feasibility of the missile grid. The tunnels cannot survive long enough. Ice flow makes launch rail systems impossible to maintain. The dream of 600 hidden nuclear missiles fades. But the public does not know any of this. Camp Century is still marketed as bold scientific exploration. A Danish liaison officer visits. He walks the tunnels. He feels the heat of the reactor. He notices the secrecy. Greenland's Inuit population was never consulted. Their land, their ice, their silence. He wonders what will be left behind. No one gives him a clear answer. Who really benefits when power hides the truth? In 1966, the Army shuts down the reactor. The city begins to fail structurally. Tunnels collapse, ice crushes steel. Snow fills hallways. Camp Century is abandoned, but not emptied. Over 9,000 tons of infrastructure remain buried. 200,000 liters of diesel fuel, sewage, coolant, radioactive waste. The assumption remains, the ice will never melt enough to expose it. It is a frozen time capsule. America moves on, Vietnam escalates, the Cold War shifts, Camp Century fades into classified memory. Decades later, scientists begin studying Greenland's ice sheet more closely. Climate change accelerates melting patterns. Researchers discover something troubling. If warming continues, the ice above Camp Century could melt by the end of this century. What was once permanently buried could resurface. Nuclear waste, chemical residue. An American military project hidden from public view could become an environmental liability for Greenland. The secret city may not stay secret. A modern climate scientist stands over satellite data. She overlays historical military maps. There it is, Camp Century. She realizes that melting ice could release pollutants into fragile Arctic ecosystems. She presents findings at a conference. Journalists ask, did Denmark know? Will the US clean it up? The past collides with the present. Cold War decisions meet climate reality. In Greenland, local leaders discuss sovereignty. The island remains part of the Kingdom of Denmark, but autonomy has grown. The Arctic is strategic again. New powers circle. Russia increases Arctic military activity. China invests in polar research. And the United States still operates Pituffik Space Base, formerly Thule Air Base. Greenland is not forgotten. It is geopolitics carved in ice. A local resident hears about Camp Century for the first time through news reports. He asks, "They left what under our land?" The moral tension returns. Who really benefits when power hides the truth? Camp Century was never fully about science. It was a prototype for nuclear concealment. It was an experiment in military deception. It was a gamble that the ice would obey. But nature does not sign treaties. Ice flows, steel bends, secrets thaw. The missile network never happened. Project Iceworm failed quietly, yet the consequences remain buried, waiting. Camp Century reveals something deeper than Cold War paranoia. It reveals how fear shapes infrastructure, how governments act in silence when survival feels at stake, how ordinary young men become guardians of secrets they barely understand. It reveals how decisions made in urgency can echo for generations. Today, as Arctic ice melts, as nations compete for influence, as climate reshapes maps, we are forced to revisit old assumptions. Power hidden in ice does not stay hidden forever. And the question still stands. Who really benefits when power hides the truth? The soldiers went home. The engineers retired. The policymakers moved on. But the ice remembers. And now, the world is warming. This is Untold America Blog.